I think we have a very, very serious problem in the day that we're living in. A very serious problem. And the problem, I believe it's underlining racism. And I need for you to hear me out real good. Because a lie can travel so fast, and it travels fast even without facts. Even to the point of people twisting and warping and distorting the scriptures in order to bring about their own agenda. To the point of people twisting and warping and distorting the scriptures in order to bring about their own agenda. To the point of people twisting and warping and distorting the scriptures in order to bring about their own agenda. And at that time, the Bible even says, your brother. Okay, so you got two men born from the same father. And the Bible says that Esau red, meaning his hair and all this other stuff. It didn't say he was white. White is not red and red is not white. And it was right adjacent to Israel. There's no way that Esau can be the white man. No way. Now, can Edom's seed spread? Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that Esau ended up in Rome. And that's what made up. It was a conglomeration of those people that made up, watch this now, the Anglo-Saxons. So, to say that Esau is the white man is not only pretty much stupid and illogical, it's nonsensical. Well, again, I'm afraid what's taking place and what's happening in the time that we live in now is that you've got people who are bitter in spirit, and it amazes me because the black people, Israelites of a hue, they didn't experience nowhere near the slavery, the unjust slavery that's taking place here in America, like those of us of a hue that live here in the South. It was our experience. Black people, Israelites of a hue, they didn't experience nowhere near the slavery, the unjust slavery that's taking place here in America, like those of us of a hue that live here in the South. It was our experience. Even on some of these so-called Israelites or these so-called Messianics. My advice is to come out. 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 My advice is to come out.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Also, Shalom to the hopeful elect, the brothers that's laboring. And I want to touch on a video with this guy, Pastor Dowell. And I've been meaning to do a video on this guy for a long time. But the Spirit has it. The Spirit is moving, okay? This guy is completely bugged out of his goddamn mind, okay? And he's weird at that, man. When you hear him preach, he says some good things that catch your attention. He's anti-government. You know, I just did a video with him on my other channel, him holding guns, talking about keep your guns. The government is coming after your guns. I mean, this guy's just an all-out rebel, man, without a cause. So anyway, this guy goes on to say, no way Esau could be the white man because Edom was adjacent to Israel. That's like saying no way we could be the Israelites because we in goddamn Africa. Or we in America, let me say that. And went to Africa and various other places. Don't he understand that all nations is pretty much around Esau, let me say itself, is pretty much around the globe, and other nations have pushed themselves around different parts of the globe as well for business opportunity and franchises. Okay, because of the children of Israel. the curses was the fact that we were going to be scattered amongst all nations. And by us being scattered amongst all nations, you would have to think Esau would have to be there to protect us, or Esau would have to be there to oppress us. Let's say that. Okay, but somehow this guy doesn't believe Esau is the so-called white man. Then who the hell is he? Who's running the earth? Okay, who is he talking about taking guns up and fighting against? Who owns the military? Who runs the earth? Come on, man. This guy is completely bugged out of his mind. Let me get a scripture, man. This is insane. Okay. I ain't gotta get it. Job 9:24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. Who's the wicked? Well, who's the earth given it to? He's given it to Esau. That's proof that he's the so-called white man. You know all his philosophical dogma, if you want to call it that, talking about that the Edomites, with the location that Edom was in. Hey, come on, man. Esau, if he know about Esau, Esau's not going to just stay in one place, man. Okay? A conqueror of the world wants the whole world. Okay? They don't want to just be in one location. Come on, man. I mean, that's pretty proof. You know what it is. Let's be honest. These pastors that have these guitars hanging on the wall, as you can clearly see if you was looking at the video in the beginning, he got guitars, musical instruments, drums, all kind of flutes, and all kind of musical instruments all across in his background. So this proves that you can't trust these pastors, man. Okay. Jeremiah, I believe the 23rd chapter says, "Woe to the pastors that scatter my flock." Okay. This guy was never in the truth, man. He knows he's an Israelite. So the question is, if you're an Israelite, and being an Israelite in the heritage of being an Israelite means you are supposed to, the Lord's chosen people, God's chosen people. Okay? So if the Israelites are God's chosen people, why even claim yourself to be an Israelite if everybody can make it? That's the, being an Israelite is leadership mentality. It's supposed to be rulership mentality. It's supposed to say, basically you're saying that the Israelites is the leaders of the earth. So if the Israelites are the leaders of the earth, and it's supposed to be the leaders of the next kingdom to come in, let's say that, why claim to be an Israelite? That's my whole point. Why are you saying the heritage of an Israelite if everybody can basically get on board? I don't get that. Okay? The scriptures tell you that the next people to rule the earth are the Israelites. Okay? The world was given for our sake. And secondly, the Lord is the one that took the power out of our hands and gave it to Esau and other nations. Okay? But this guy will not defend, he will not defend his own heritage. And then he goes on to talk about racism inside of his own people, saying that other people from the north or whatever of different hue didn't go through the same slavery as people in the south. What a goddamn idiot. Have you ever heard of the slave trade? They were trading when we got here through the south. They were still trading us. So some of the people that had hardships down in the south went up north. Come on, man. We was even scattered amongst slavery. Not just out of Israel. When we came into slavery, we were scattered. We were sold and bought. So what is this guy talking about? The people down south had it harder. They wanted to do a much more harder slavery. That was all us. The people up north is the one that bought slaves. And let me say this. Our people are scattered anyway. You had Israelites here before the so-called, before Judah actually even got here, before the other, the southern tribes got here. You had the northern tribes already here. And you had to know that there was different tribes mixed amongst them. And some of the northern tribes were still back in Israel, in that region. Everybody was scattered, no matter what tribe you were. Tribes it wasn't just the northern tribes. You had tribes scattered, a people scattered, and you have an Edomite who is there to oppress those scattered tribes. Really, Esau is oppressing the whole goddamn world, man. The hell is this guy talking about? This guy is a complete idiot, okay? The scriptures said, call them the border of wickedness, man. Okay? Timothy 4:1. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. And that's talking about people who are in the faith. Brothers that were brothers, and now they gave heed to seducing spirits. Okay? That they were, and they followed different doctrines. But this guy clearly was never in the faith. What faith is he in? What faith does he believe? Only thing he could try to disprove is Esau. See, nobody wants the so-called white man to take the accountability for the wickedness that he did on the earth. Even if you notice, even if these guys say that this is not Esau, but the white man still has to pay for what he done. You won't hear these guys say that. We had to pay for what was done as a nation of people, but wait a minute, God gives these guys a pass. The one you call God, Yahweh, just give these Edomites a pass. Then he goes on to say there was the Bible said he was red and hairy. Look, these guys don't go into Hebrew or nothing, man. Okay? It wasn't talking about the hair. And we know that's why we say so-called white man. He goes on to say it doesn't say red and he's red and hairy, not white. Nobody on the earth is white. Well, we know that. That's why we say so-called white, because that's the name that they're giving themselves. Okay, that's the name them Jews, the fake Jews, set up for the divide and conquer with the skin color thing. When technically you got Israelites that look like all nationalities, man, who have different skin complexions. It's not even about a black or white thing right now, man. So what the hell is this idiot talking about? It has nothing to do with someone's skin complexion. But this guy is making it about that, man. Okay? This guy doesn't understand that Esau looks like him. And word is, through the Spirit, this guy might be a Hamite, which is possibly true. You know? A lot of these guys are tares, man. You know, we say so-called white man because that's who we identify with, because that's who Esau would be. It would have to be the lineages of Esau, man. Okay? But Esau's seed is mixed amongst colored, so-called colored skin. Get the hell out of here, man. Anyway, I just wanted to do a short video on that, dealing with that. Okay. Let me read this scripture. Where of Edom, Malachi 1:4, where of Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, okay, but I will throw down. Now when Rome fell, okay, did they not build the desolate places? Isn't America the new modern day Rome? Come on, man, go to DC, okay? Not just DC and the monuments, and various other locations in the United States, man. They have the same policies. You can see the gay laws and everything else that's being passed. This is nothing but Rome, modern day Rome, all over again. The currency, the watered down currency. Okay? It goes on to say, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And when you read Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it goes in that. So there's so many scriptures that prove Esau is the so-called white man. Okay? The people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. So, and I looked at most of this video, I couldn't stomach a lot of it. He has to say who the white man is. And don't say the Arabs. Come on, man. The Arabs don't run the world. Okay? The Arabs, you see the way the so-called Arabs live, they're really, Arab just means mixture. But when you look at that region of those people, man, you see how they living, man? They don't run the world, man. Where's their stock market? Okay? Where's their big military with the tanks and everything else, man? I'm talking about real tanks. top-notch stuff, man. Come on, man. Anyway, let's jump into Obadiah 1, and I'm gonna hit points just to make my point. The vision of Obadiah. This is verse 3. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So, whose habitation is high and who dwells in the cleft of the rocks? You ever look at the downtown of any inner city in the world? Not just America, but in the world? You always have those rocks, man. If you look at it from real high, in a high altitude, you will look down and it looks like clefts of rocks. Okay? Now, Caucasian means cave dweller. So when you go to fill out your application, okay, or a job or whatever you're doing, or a census, they ask you, are you Caucasian, African American, or so forth? Why is that? But here's a nation of people. These people are putting out there that color don't matter, race don't matter, all these things don't matter, but they'll put it on your application. So why does it say Caucasian? Well, who's the Caucasoids? Who's the Caucasian people of the earth? Who are those people? The Arabs? They're not calling themselves Caucasian. So-called white man is calling himself a Caucasian. He the one dwells in the clefts of the rocks. Okay, let's go to verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And we're not even going to get into Pastor Stevens and his crazy explanation for this scripture. Okay? Who exalt themselves as the eagle? I mean, this is all elementary right here, man. Does not America exalt itself as the eagle? Okay? Not just the United States. Russia, I believe Germany, and various other places that Esau dwells, exalts itself as the eagle. Okay? Hey, Pastor Dowell, you're not looking real good, man. Okay? Let's go to 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Now, when you go back up to verse 4, he set his nest amongst the stars. Who else did that? I mean, you can't say back in the day. Don't say the Tower of Babel. But you can say back in the day that they had spacecrafts and guard satellites, global orbiter devices, the acronym. And that's going to be used to fuel that chip, which I understand that the reason why they did with the VHF airwaves is because they're going to use that for that chip. Years ago, before they had cable digital, they had something called VHF and UHF. Those signals are supposed to be used, from what I've heard, for that microchip. That's another video. Okay. Let's go to verse, and then you got to say where's Esau? Okay. Where is he? Now this guy goes on to say, well, Jacob was Esau's brother. There were two brothers from one father, okay, and mother, but the father is the one that really matters. But there was two brothers from one father, and okay, it says two nations will be separated, okay, from thy bowels, okay. Verse 10: For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay. Let's go on to. I'm just going over these scriptures. I'm just going to get to the point. Verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. Why didn't it say Esau? So really, this guy is so much concerned about Esau. For some reason, he's concerned about Esau that he will throw his own nation of people under the bus and claim that our slavery was worse than each other's, than to acknowledge that this devil had a hand in putting us in slavery and oppressing us, and that he has to get paid back. Is that not a coon if I ever seen one in my lifetime, man? That is the biggest coon, man. A coon, there's other coons that don't believe they're Israelites, but this guy does. So even as an Israelite, you see this guy saying that Esau is not the white man because he understands, according to the Bible, Esau is going to get punished. But if God loved everybody, like a lot of these people say, they wouldn't be worried about if Esau the white man or not. So it's clear that that they're threatened by Esau being the white man, because if that's the case, then they knows he got to get paid back. Maybe this guy could be Esau himself, or maybe he's just a coon set up and they're paying him to buy those expensive guitars and drums and flutes. The Pied Piper, the masses of the people. Okay, goes on to say, the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for a stubble. This is why this guy don't want Esau to be the white man. He won't say who the white man is though. But even if he claims it's the Arabs, we'll throw it on the Arabs. But the white man, the Caucasian race, they don't have to pay. Everybody else has to pay. The Lord said he's not one that shall lie. We know that the one you call God doesn't lie. But everybody else has to pay. But Esau gets a pass. He gets away. Okay? That's a slave mind if I ever seen one. That's my take on that. I want to say shalom.